Fantastic carnage, so we've set up a camera. I don't even know if we're in frame, I don't even know if this is recording. Talk to me about the game, 4-2, scenes.
Just nuts, mate. Like, first half an hour, I think Blues obviously came and had a bit of a game plan, and that, whatever it was, I couldn't work out what it was myself, but they executed it well because we weren't playing well. We looked a bit tepid, I thought, and they were causing us problems from set pieces, high balls. Like, they had a set piece, went across the goal just before they scored, and to be fair, they obviously came and had a game plan, and it worked for 35 minutes, but it, like they've said on fan cams, it just woke us up. And to score 2 goals in 5 minutes the way we did, to swing in 2 crosses in the box, the game's just turned on its head when they've been the better team for most of the games. If I was there, their fans must have been seething at half time, and then the start of the second half, it's probably gone up another level, because 3-1 is a silly tackle. He didn't need to do it. The ball was rolling into the keeper's arms. They've given us a penalty, and we've gone 3-1 up. And then I thought we were a bit lazy, a bit lax to let them back in 3-2, messing around.
Conceding 2 is disappointing, isn't it, really?
I mean, I don't care, because at the end of the day, you just want to win. You just got to win whatever you do. A derby game, you find a way to win, and we've done that. We've scored 4 goals. Jack Grealish has scored. Alan Hutton scored. Like, it's an unbelievable day. It's just, this is their best chance probably for years to come down here and give us a game, and they haven't done it. We've won relatively comfortably, scoreline wise. In the end, it was a good performance. There's bits that weren't perfect. I'm sure there's things Smith will look at from that game. I think we didn't do that well, but coming forward, we're a threat at the moment. 7 goals in 2 games against good sides. We're taking our chances now, and we've got weapons all over the pitch. So it bodes well.
Before the goals, I was looking at it, and every cross seems to come from the right hand side. Like, we didn't play down the left at all, because Codger's always cutting inside. And they're always sort of aimless, the crosses come through, and then obviously we scored from that way both times. But I said to you before we started that I feel like we almost wouldn't have scored those goals, and the mentality to come back and score those goals if Bruce was still here, because they hit the post, and if we're going to half time 2-0 down, we're probably standing here today possibly talking about a defeat.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the game hinged on them hitting the post. Yeah. That completely turned the game. They'd have gone 2-0 up. Would have had a good go in the second half, but they'd have been defending for their lives, you'd imagine. It would have been tough to get back from 2-0 and even salvage a point, I think. But there's a different kind of mentality, and you can see the lads believe in what they're doing. They believe in the messages that the coaching staff and the manager are giving to them, and there's a set plan. Whereas we had a good season last season, we can't say that we didn't, but if we went behind, we were in trouble. Today we've gone behind, and that again it shows the progress that's been made under Smith, because we've gone down, we've adapted, and we've gone and ended that half 2-1, and we've won the game from behind. That has happened too often over the last few years for Villa, winning from behind. So to do it in a derby game on a big occasion, it all bodes well for the future.
Did you ever feel before the goals that we were under threat from Birmingham that much, though?
Set pieces worried me, if I'm being honest. They had 4 or 5 corners, and I thought we looked susceptible from every single one. Nealon seemed a bit tepid off his line again, but I mean, I'd have to see the goal back. I don't know who was at fault for it.
Smith and his coaching team will probably be disappointed to concede 2 at home to Birmingham as well, but at the end of the day, like you say, you win 4-2, and you have to sort of look at the positives. And I'm not going to sit here, stand here and go moaning about that, but 4-2 against Birmingham, you can't, and to have Grealish and Hutton score, you couldn't write a better script than that.
Mate, big Jack Grealish at the back post, popping up with the header. Like, it shows that dreams come true. He's obviously had all the stuff in the summer. He hasn't got off to the best start by his high standards this season, but he's coming back into form now, and you can see that message from Smith of I want you to get in the box. You should be getting goals. You should be getting assists. He's quite often the player that gets the pass before the assist, but he's got 2 goals now in the last 2 home games from getting into the box. And I said to my dad, it seems weird that, like, it's taken however many managers to come in and say to him, you'll score more goals if you get in the box. So we've always said he should shoot more. It's not really been his game, getting in the box and getting on the end of things, being the final man, and he's done it twice. It's great.
Give me one word to describe Alan Hutton's goal.
Majestic. I like it, the whole end just fell silent. He was running towards it, and I said it in fan cams when he got in that penalty box. I just knew he was going to score. I just knew it. He just showed some composure. A few years ago, obviously, I was slating him, but he's actually a better footballer now than he was a few years ago. Like, and he's getting better with age. It's unbelievable. You can say how much it meant to him as well. Like, I probably didn't understand when I was slating him. I think a few years ago, I think I kind of held the relegation season against him a little bit, but the way he's bounced back, and he never gives in. You can see what that meant to him today, like jumping in the crowd, banging the chest. I mean, he could have got sent off at the end of the game as well. You could just see what it meant to him, how emotional he was, how fired up he was. He gets it, and that doesn't always happen around this place. People don't always get it. But there's a lot of people within the coaching staff and the players now that do get it. The thing is with Blues, they do a lot of talking. The fans do a lot of talking before the game. The players do it as well. They make themselves look stupid.
Yeah.
The guy who scored for them today, giving it the big one in the nightclub about Grealish. Well, you've just lost 4-2, pal. The guy starting a fight with a cardboard cutout of Grealish in the Villa shop. I mean, they do these things. They do it before the game. Wait till the game's done.
One other person who made himself look like an idiot was Gary Gardner. Did you see him?
No.
He was in the dugout in a Blues tracksuit, even though he's not even eligible to play.
I mean, I defended him a little bit in the podcast, but yeah, gone now, isn't he? Yeah, he can't defend that. Craig Gardner, what a horrible little goblin man as well. Like,
goblin, great word.
Yeah, he's just horrible. When Tammy was taking a penalty and he's trying to put him off standing there, he's another one that just makes himself look stupid. Like I said, they just come here and give it the big one, and eventually they'll beat us. But at the moment, it's like we've got some kind of curse over them, because even today, when credit to them, they've played well in the first half. They've come and executed the game plan, but they've somehow gone in at half-time 2-1, and their fans won't have been able to believe. I mean, I couldn't believe that we'd gone in 2-1 up, to be honest. I thought Whelan had a good first half.
Yeah.
I thought he stood up and was counted because we were looking a bit scared. We weren't ourselves, but I thought he was the one that was playing to his full potential, and he was getting stuck in. He was putting himself about there, organised, keeping it simple, trying to get people to keep their heads. I thought Whelan had a good first half.
And a player that people probably would have been worried about as well, replacing John McGinn.
Now, you say, for me, this is the kind of game you want someone like that in there. Whelan, I think the game suits him. He was man of the match at Blues last year. I think he's the kind of game that suits him. Well, I'm not sure where Yednat was. He wasn't even on the bench, was he? But it's the kind of game that suits Whelan.
What do you think of our system as a whole? So obviously we made a few changes. Lansbury came on 10 minutes later, he's gone off again. Mohammedi's playing in midfield. Towards the end of the game, kind of Horan was playing like a deep centre half, 3 at the back, and playing balls out. So obviously we're changing how we're playing during the game, and successful.
I mean, we've got problems in central midfield now, haven't we, injuries-wise. I don't know whether I don't think Whelan would have had a knock. I think he was just taken off, but then that kind of sums up Lansbury's career here at the moment. He comes on 5 minutes later, he's injured and he's going off again. He just
looked decent as well. I think he's pulled his hamstring. I saw Hutton was going like this to the back of his leg, and then it was going like that. I was thinking, Alan Hutton's injured, and then he goes and scores, and then Lansbury comes off just after.
Yeah, I felt for him a bit, because like you say, he probably wants to come and make an impact, but it's just not happening for him for whatever reason at the moment. Now, the Arneson's on the treatment table, he's on the treatment table. The Adoma injury didn't look great at all. That was a bad tackle as well. The guy was complaining about getting booked. It was a bad tackle. He was clearly hurt, Adoma. The thing that annoyed me as well, first minute, Grealish gets nailed. Just because it's the first minute, no yellow card. 40th minute, Adoma makes a tackle. He's the first foul we've made, pretty much. You get a yellow card. The ref overall, he probably handled the game decently. So actually, they usually have a Prem ref, don't they? The Championship ref today, he handled the game decently, I thought. But that stuff really annoys me, because Grealish is targeted. Yeah. They'd have said to is it Cliftonbelt? I can't say his name. They'd have said to him, let Jack Grealish know you're there from minute 1, and that's exactly what happens. But there's no punishment for it, and then they take it in turns to nail him. But you could see him when he was coming over to take a corner, like a big grin on his face, like he knows he's got the better of him, and long may it continue. I was not nervous today. Again, I've got here, and I just thought we'd win.
Just before kick-off was a bit like, okay, here we go.
I never felt we went 1-0 down. I thought this isn't ideal, but I still think we'll get back in. If we'd have gone 2 down, I'd have probably started to worry. Don't get me wrong. That changed the game, hitting the post. It really did. That game's hinge on moments, and their fans will look back and think we can't catch a break against these guys. And unfortunately for them, it's their local rival. So, yeah. Even
if we'd have gone down 1-0 at half-time, to come back before half-time and score 2 so quickly, that changes the game as well. Not just them hitting the post and us taking a chance. To go ahead before half-time in such short succession, and then another early goal in the start of the second half, said to my dad, game over now. Then obviously they get 3-2, but it was game over, really.
I wasn't worried at 3-2. That goal came from us showboating. I felt we were a bit lax a few times today. Like, yeah, just not Smith won't be happy with that because he's got high standards. I don't know what he said in his post-match, but I imagine he'll probably have pointed out.
I'd say we're average.
Because that's what he's done. He tempers expectations. Because when he doesn't temper expectations, he's got high standards. Dean Smith, he's got really, really high standards, and if you don't do his football fundamentals, he doesn't like it. We're lucky to have him. Like we're all so pleased that he's coming in. I don't know if you saw his big celebration at the end. He's loving it. He plays it down, but he is a Villa fan. So that will have meant the world to him today, and he's got us playing completely differently in a short space of time. There's been a couple of international breaks which disrupt things, never ideal. So to get us playing the way he has in a short space of time, well, I'm confident we'll be in the mix there or thereabouts. Yeah.
Just slightly off topic, they obviously had the FCG, and Purslow talked about having high standards and everything should be excellent with the club. And obviously him appointing Dean Smith, you can see that his philosophy towards everything at the club that should be top level, we've got that in the manager as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the bit that everyone cares about really. I mean there's other things that I think could be better within the club. There's a lot of things I think could be better within the club, but the main one that people will focus on, and probably rightly so, is if it's not right on the playing side, that's the bit that really matters. But if that's going well, it gives you a chance to concentrate on all the other areas that will probably need a change and need improving. But what the new owners have done since they've come in now, people will say they should have got rid of Bruce straight away, but I think everything they've done so far has been pretty sensible. We can't guarantee that we'd have got someone in like Smith. Obviously, over time, over the last few months, you've seen that it is a bit more measured. People like Purslow have come in. There seems to be a bit of a structure. So maybe, like I say, I think everything they've done so far has been pretty measured.
Overall, happy?
Oh, mate, chuffed. When you come to these days like today, you just want to be the one that can go home and brag. Like you want to be able to go on social media and say we're the pride of the Midlands, we're the pride of the city, and the city is ours. We're a better team, and I think we've shown it today.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another one? Click one of the video options on screen now, and if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.